Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. So, past weekend there was a huge tournament on Master Duel, so let's take a look. First results of one of, hopefully many big tournaments on there. And let's take a look. Top 16 deck lists, no, top 15, there's one missing. Not sure why, I don't know. But let's zoom in. I will leave the source in the video description. It's Master Duel Meta. It's a website where most decklists can be found on. So if you're interested on the decklist and the separate cards, I would highly recommend to check it out, because I mean, there's a lot of new people, a lot of new players that really don't know what most of these cards do. So again, if you don't really know the specific card, definitely check out the link in the video description. But without further ado, let's take a look. As you see, a big tournament, over 250 people, so 250 players, best of 3, but without a side deck. So that's still a bit different compared to the regular TCG, but it's something, I guess. But again, keep in mind, no side deck. So the tournament was won by Virtual World. Is it a surprise? No, not really, because its biggest boss monster, being True King of all calamities, is at 1, and I made a small mistake in one of my previous videos saying that it was legal in the OCG, but nope, it was recently banned over there as well. So I feel that if there's ever going to be a ban list soon, maybe on Master Duel, True King of all calamities is definitely going to take well, a spot on there. But it's, the reason why Virtual World is probably one of the best decks, and who knows, maybe one of the, or at least if not the best, currently in Season 1 of Master Duel. So again, pretty straightforward, going for level 9 synchro plays, getting multiple level 9s on the field, free with Cloud Castle as well, to go for an easy rank 9 exceed play. And again, I'm looking at True King of all calamities as this deck's biggest boss monster, right? Psychic oriented. Second place, I feel, is no surprise. It's Eltish, again, one of those kinda cheap decks, as in, well, okay, there are some ultra rares here in this particular deck, or in Eltish in general, but it's also not that hard to pilot, not that hard to play. But this particular player decided to make some text, or put in some text, and that's something I definitely like with Banshee. He was making the Balderrock. It's like, we could see this as well as a regular TCG player. It's not super competitive, but as for zombies, it has like negation, interruption during an opponent's turn. It's pretty good, and together with something like Zombie World, as you see here, it makes all monsters on the field, including your opponents, being zombie types. And that will eventually trigger your Doom King Balderrock, I believe. That's the name of the big boss monster next to Eltish, right? So again, it's like monster negation. It's the big boss monster of the deck. So I definitely like this build. It's much cheesier compared to the quote-unquote Eltish stun deck. But nonetheless, the fact that this deck does so well is because of Skill Drain, right? So next to True King of all calamities, Skill Drain might also be one of those cards that, who knows, ban list. Emptiness as well, and multiple other floodgates. Third place, Lorenzo with Drytron. Again, no surprise, because it's basically at full power, it's basically at full force with triple bent and triple Eve, even though this particular list only, ran 2. It's fine, you want to send it to the graveyard with Beatrice, so it's, I mean, you don't want more, right? It's basically just a brick in your hand. Then Mexi as well, again, no surprise. Triple Ash Blossom, the good generic hand traps are in here as well. Same for Call by the Grave to stop your opponent's hand traps. So Drytron next to Virtual World, it's definitely one of the best decks, right? Especially with the Master Duel ban list. Fourth place, top 4, we see Zodiacs. For me, probably also one of the best decks currently that you can run, and it's really not that hard. It's super straightforward. It's a deck that has multiple rank 1 card exceed plays, rank 4 exceed plays, and that's that's what makes this deck so strong, because there is the big extra deck. You have Zeus, you have Utopic Future, I believe the name is, even though this particular player did not run the Utopic, so only Dryden as interruption plus Zeus. We know how powerful Zeus is as a board wipe, right? This deck is so powerful going second. Fifth place, we have, well, top 8, we have Boden. Boden also piloting Zeus. Again, very similar list as we've seen before. We knew how Zodiac was played back in 2017. Basically the same way. A lot of decks were very similar. There was maybe a change, a difference here and there with like maybe a bit more hand traps, more impermanence, yes, no. It's that, and eventually the format will establish on Master Duel, so we are going on the same route, I guess. But Pot of Avarice, that's an interesting one, since Zodiac, it's very quickly out of materials, out of steam, so sending back like 5 cards from your graveyard back to the deck, it's fantastic. Next up, Prankets. Again, no surprise. It's definitely a top tier deck on Master Duel, as a lot of 1-card plays, a lot of 1-card openings, thanks to that, Link 1, meow meow. And, I mean, Prankets, it's just so annoying to play against with multiple effects. It floods the field and it has multiple quote-unquote Pot of Avarice alike cards to, send those materials, monsters from the graveyard back to the deck. So, it's such an annoying deck. Plus, triple skill drain. Your deck is good. Skill drain. Anyway, so again, Zodiac's still top 8, right? Any surprises? I guess Prosperity over, you see small differences. Prosperity here over the Pot of Desires. I'm not a huge fan of Desires, then again, you're banishing 10 cards from the top of your deck, plus getting 2 draws, while Prosperity banishes up to 6 from the extra deck, Excavate 6, so it's up to you, I guess, a bit player preferences. I like the tech Solemn Judgment. It's something that you definitely won't expect. For current, the TCG, nobody is playing Solemn Judgment. So, I mean, like the 1-card format, or single duel format currently on, on Master Duel, main decking Solemn Judgment might be good, especially for rogue decks or people maining Lightning Storm or something like that. Anyway, so next up, top 16. Right, so there's one top 8 list missing, another Zodiac deck list. Again, no surprises, so let's move on. Lightning Storm is in the main deck, I guess you could do that for something like Eldritch Stun, because again, it's single format, single duels. Next up, we have Tri-Brigade. That's well, Tri-Brigade Zodiac. It's a powerful deck, has more extra deck tools compared to regular pure Zodiac, as we've seen before. You're kind of sacrificing some main deck spaces, losing some hand traps for the, for the small Tri-Brigade engine, but you kind of gain more power plays, like as you see here in the extra deck, right? With the whole Tri-Brigade package, the Link 4 is absolutely nuts. Interruption plus, you know how strong Revolt is, their trap, it's basically a soul charge. So that's where the power of Tri-Brigade lies, and it's also not an expensive deck. Next up, and this is a surprise, we have Utopias. Well, surprise, yes and no. Very specific here for this particular deck. He's indeed using the Sages that, surge the rank up spell, and the deck is fully based on rank 4 exceeds. Plus, and that's not too special, he was also main decking like the Do Do Do, Go 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 engine Onomatopera, because short set, all of these cards boost up, or this gets you multiple level 4 monsters on the field to get your easy rank 4 exceed plays. And there's a couple of sexual weapons as well for the potential grind game, maybe an OTK, and that's something I was about to say, is that this deck is super cheesy going second because it can pump out the Utopia Beyond, double attack, double or nothing, that cheesy OTK, and it can put up a huge beat stick, a huge monster on the field that can attack basically over any monster when you're going second for a game and dealing more than 8k damage. That's how ridiculous this strategy is, especially for single duels again. So interesting list, this one. Adamantipator. Haven't mentioned it yet in one of my, at least in my videos, but the fact that currently Adamantipator has triple Block Dragon plus access to the Buster Lock, right? With that small Buster Blader pack, well, it's only 1 card. It prevents your opponent from using their extra deck, so going first, I guess this is a super slow deck as well, but Block Dragon is such a broken card. 3 searches, and the summon effect is not once per turn, and you know how strong Adamantipator is. Vomit your entire hand to the field and hope your opponent can't overcome it, because you have multiple negations ready with Appaloosa, Dragite, Boral Savage, and so on. plus a potential Masquerena interruption. Anyway, more decklist. Rescue Cat, we haven't seen that before, heavily focused on Tri-Brigade, so I guess this is pure Tri-Brigade Rescue Cat. Again, super strong, you know, it's a 1-card link to play, and that gets your plays going. So pure Tri-Brigades, again, not super expensive. Well, again, a lot of staples, and that's the thing, a lot of hand traps, a lot of standard cards like Gamma as well, Call by the Grave, Chalice, you know, those are all staple cards, but you know, expensive in the beginning. Next up in this is Bird Up, currently probably the best deck in the TCG 2022 format, next to Sword Soul, but again, pretty straightforward Beast deck, rank 1 Exceed plays, heavily relying on Zeus as well as a board wipe. But again, very similar to the other Beast decks as we've seen, like Tri-Brigade and Zodiac Beast. Definitely something I would recommend. Next up, this is cool, top 16 Cyber Dragons. Definitely something, well, it's competitive, especially here in Master Duel format with the ban list, and look at that, droplets, triple droplet, triple lightning storm, triple prosperity for, you know, consistency, triple maxi. Fantastic list. Plus, you know, it's still powerful. You can put up Cyber Dragon Infinity for negations. Plus, put up this target opponent's monster and put it as an Exceed material on your Cyber Dragon Infinity. So it's still a very strong deck. It's not something you would expect, Cyber Dragon. So if you know the deck in and out, yeah, definitely a good choice. Almost there, and yeah, should be the last list. We have Virtual World again, no surprise. Last list of the top 16, and surprise, no, I don't think so. Again, very similar to the first place deck list, but that's, you know, how it goes. There might be some small changes here and there, but the format is pretty, you know, set with Nibiru, Ash Blossom, Maxi, the standard hand traps, Call by the Grave as well to negate your opponent's Maxi. It is what it is. So for now, short set, the best decks, well, Virtual World is definitely up there. We have Zodiac Beasts, we have any beast deck in general, Tri-Brigade as well, so Zodiac, Tri-Brigade, Tri-Brigade Birds, you know, the rank 1 bird deck, for example. Emancipator is definitely strong, although underrepresented. It also takes a long while to play the deck, right, with all of the mills and excavations, but it's super strong. Here, Prankits here and there, Drytron here and there, so... But Eldritch second place, that's something with those spicy decks. I might try it out, but I still need to spend some gems as well. Okay guys, that's it, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lead them signing out. Peace.